Black woman came to clean and found a crying baby. When the millionaire saw his son calm, he changed. The sun had barely risen when Gloria Washington stepped off the bus, her scuffed sneakers touching down on the quiet pavement of Westgate Estates. It was a part of town she only visited for work, gated, pristine, and dripping in wealth. She adjusted her second-hand jacket and clutched the strap of her cleaning bag. Another house. Another day. Another job to help keep the lights on and her grandson in school. She had cleaned mansions, apartments, and offices, but this one felt different. Maybe it was the silence. The house belonged to Robert Langston, a tech millionaire known for his brutal efficiency in business and total absence from anything resembling a personal life. He'd lost his wife 2 years ago in a car accident, and those who knew him said he'd grown colder since. Buried in work, detached from the world, especially from his only child, Ethan, a 1-year-old toddler being raised more by nannies than by love. When Gloria was buzzed in that morning, she expected to be alone. But as she stepped into the grand marble foyer, she heard it, soft at first, then sharp and desperate, a baby crying. She followed the sound, each echo guiding her to a large nursery with tall windows and expensive toys that looked untouched. And there he was, Ethan. Alone in his crib, cheeks red, eyes swollen with tears. No nanny in sight. Gloria's heart clenched. She looked around, uncertain if stepping in would cross a line. But something in her, the same something that had raised 3 children on a janitor's wages and cared for a sick daughter until her last breath, moved her forward. She gently picked up the baby, humming softly, the way she used to for her grandson. Ethan quieted, instantly. His sobs softened to whimpers, then to peace. He nestled into her shoulder like he'd been waiting for it all along. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Gloria sat in the rocking chair, holding him, whispering lullabies from a time long past. She'd forgotten about mops and bleach. She'd forgotten this wasn't her home. All she knew was the warmth of a small body that simply needed someone to care. Unbeknownst to her, Robert had returned home early to grab a file. He walked in through the side door and heard silence, until he didn't. A woman's voice, singing. He followed it upstairs, puzzled and a little alarmed, then froze at the nursery door. There she was. A stranger, cradling his son. And for the first time in months, Ethan wasn't crying. He was smiling. "What are you doing?" Robert demanded, stepping inside. Gloria startled but didn't flinch. She stood slowly, still holding Ethan. "He was crying, sir. Alone. I didn't see a nanny. I couldn't just leave him like that." Robert reached for Ethan, who instantly began to wail again. Red-faced, inconsolable. Gloria gently rocked him back, and just like before, he calmed. It hit Robert like a freight train. He had all the money in the world, but he couldn't buy this. Couldn't fake it. Couldn't automate it. The woman standing in front of him, this cleaning lady, was giving his son something he hadn't, love. I don't understand," he stammered. Gloria looked at him, kind but firm. "Babies don't need mansions. They need presence. They need touch. He's lonely, sir. He misses his mama. And he misses you." Robert's throat tightened. He hadn't held Ethan in weeks. Every time he tried, the baby screamed. He assumed it was because he wasn't maternal enough. Not soft enough. Truth was, he hadn't tried very hard. He sat down heavily in the nursery chair. "I don't know how to do this," he whispered. Gloria looked at him with the eyes of a woman who had seen loss, struggle, and the weight of broken men. "Start by showing up. Just hold him. Even if he cries." He nodded, tears threatening. Gloria offered Ethan gently, and this time, though he whimpered, he didn't scream. Robert held his son awkwardly at first, but then the baby gripped his shirt with tiny fingers and laid his head down. It was imperfect. But it was enough. That moment changed everything. The next day, Robert didn't go into work. He stayed home. He held Ethan through the tears and the naps and the tantrums. He sat with Gloria during breaks, asking about her life, her family, her story. She told him about losing her daughter to cancer, raising her grandson, and working 2 jobs to survive. She spoke not with bitterness but with grace. Moved beyond words, Robert insisted she stay on, not as a cleaner, but as Ethan's caregiver. He needs you, he said. We need you. But Gloria shook her head. He needs you, Mr. Langston. Not a replacement. I'll stay for a while, but only if you promise to keep holding him when I'm gone. Robert promised. Weeks turned into months. Gloria remained a guiding presence in both their lives, but something had shifted. Robert was no longer the absentee father. He became the man who left board meetings early to read bedtime stories. Who cooked terribly, but tried. Who laughed again. And on the 1-year anniversary of Gloria's first day in that house, Robert did something unexpected. He called a press conference, not about a new tech product, but about a new foundation, the Washington Home Project, named in honor of the woman who taught him what truly matters. Its mission: to support working-class caregivers, single mothers, and foster families with dignity, resources, and respect. As reporters asked why a billionaire tech mogul was suddenly investing in cleaning ladies and nannies, Robert smiled. Because one of them saved my son's heart. And she saved mine, too. Gloria, sitting in the audience, wiped away a tear. Because sometimes, the smallest moments, a woman picking up a crying child, can ripple into the biggest changes. Not with power. Not with money. But with compassion. And that's how a woman who came to clean, helped a man become a father again. Kindness doesn't need a title. It just needs a heart.